call emergency or the use the road under the name of open the name of FEMA. Yeah. What does FEMA stand for?
It's like a federal emergency, something. It's what they use when you remember the Katrina hurricane?
Yeah.
FEMA came in and took all those people and put them places.
Mm.
Yeah, so they act as like your best friend, but
They're not.
they're not. Hey, Shalom. Check the audio, make sure it's good. Test, audio, testing audio. Test. All right. All right, we good. All right, hey, Shalom. the water, aqua. Shalom. All right, we are the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out to prophesy the downfall and the destruction of this wicked kingdom known as America, aka Babylon the Great, according to the Holy Scriptures. Come out here to awaken our people, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and to tell you to repent before the judgment comes upon Babylon the Great. All right, and if you don't, you're going to get caught up in the said destruction pertaining to ICBM thermonuclear missiles. All right, it's going to get caught up in the lake of fire. All right, so, but before we get started, I'm going to turn to the east to give honor, praise, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessing, and salutation to the hopeful elect that are out there diligently pushing this word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, so it's a lot going on, a lot of prophecies, a lot of things that are taking place around the earth. All right, such as you have war that's being declared over there in the Middle East. Okay, you have the port strike that's going down over here or on the East Coast. All right, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it was the port strike is affecting. I don't even know the exact number, but it's a great bulk of it. All right, which produces anywhere from 46 to 49% of the imported goods that come through America. Okay, which is going to cripple this industrial complex, this industrial system. Okay, war being declared. All right, love of many waxing cold. We just had there's a hurricane over there in the south. Okay, that got a whole city, a whole town, right? Various towns at that underwater. Okay, and they're trapped. Okay, they're trapped. They can't get out. There's a lot of looting, a lot of people, getting deleted. Okay, there was reported stabbings and things of that nature. Okay, because of the lack of resources. All right, the lack of gas. People can't go to the gas stations and get the oil that they need for their cars. All right, it's a multitude of things that are taking place on the earth. All right, and while a lot of these people are sitting back chilling, not paying attention to what's going on in the earth. Those are the same people that's going to get caught blindsided. All right, they're going to be blindsided, and they're going to be the main ones. Moaning, being in pain, suffering, anguish, for not having the answers, right? And that's a terrible way to go out. Is to see everything around you falling through, okay, collapsing, and you don't even have the answers, man. So you don't know when your next meal is going to come. You don't know if things are going to turn back to normal, or you don't know what's coming on the back end of that. All right, of that calamity or of that crisis, So a lot of people are going to be bugged out of their mind, okay? And the only ones who are going to have their minds steadfast and immovable are those of the hopeful elect, okay? Those who have give diligence to make their calling and election sure by feeding the flock, feeding the sheep, okay? Doing what we were required to do, okay? The whole duty of man is to what? Is to keep the Lord's commandments. All right, at least to the best of our abilities, considering we're still in this captivity. Okay, So us being watchmen, we're sounding the trumpet. All right, we're sounding the trumpet and we're blowing the alarm and we're trying to get people prepared for what's coming. Okay? So without further ado, we're going to start in the book of Isaiah, the 61st chapter. All right? Isaiah chapter 61 and verse 1, it says, "The Spirit of the Lord, power, Yahweh Shemel Shai is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek." All right, what is the good tidings? The good tidings is this gospel. This is true. All right, letting our people know that they are Israelites, God's chosen people. Okay, and that there is a, from all the hardships that we've taken on for generations upon generations, all that's going to soon come to an end. All right, our punishment is coming to an end. Right? That's the good news. It says, "He have sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prisons to them that are bound." All right, the prison cells is about to be open. Okay, very soon, everybody out here, the rich, the middle class, the poor, they're all going to be on the same playing field, man. Everybody's going to be on the same playing field. Okay, because when you go into the scriptures, I think it's Lamentations, where it's talk, how those who live deliciously, all right, or those who've pretty much fed their bellies to their own desires, okay, are going to be the ones scraping for food, looking for food. You see? So those is up in these high rises down here in sunny Sandiego, the second most expensive city in the United States, right? These people in these high rises is going to be the ones down here, scrambling, looking for food, if not reverting already to cannibalism, because that's coming back, tenfold as well. Okay, you saw glimpses of that over there in Haiti. I think it's Haiti, all right, or somewhere in those African countries where you've seen people getting burnt up, right, as fuel for the fire, and you got Jake over there going and peeling off a piece of their leg and gnawing on it, chewing on it like it's a piece of jerky. You see, that's the times that we're coming into. All right, now, these people aren't prepared, man. Okay, you can't prepare yourself physically. All right, for what's to come, you can't prepare physically, no matter how much prepping you do, no matter how many dry foods you hoarder. All right, how much gallons of water you go and get, right? None of that matters, man. Now, it's not unwise to go and have a few of these things, but don't go splurging, all right, spending your whole paycheck on those necessities, okay? Because ultimately you got to have that faith, all right? The one who's orchestrating this whole thing is the same one that's guiding us, okay? So that's where your faith really has to come through, okay? But these are the things that are coming, man, all right? These are the things that are coming down the pipe. And the last thing you want to do is get caught up in that. And that's why the men, or the Lord, the Lord send forth men, all right, to spread this information, to push this truth out, to forewarn you, all right? Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter goes into that, Lord has set up watchmen, okay? And the watchmen of Yahweh Shemel Shai are, the men of the Lord who are out there on the highways and hedges diligently every week, multiple times a week, uploading their, lessons, at least 3, at a very minimum, okay? Trying to feed the flock, feed the sheep, because that's our lot, man, So reading on, verse 2, Isaiah 61 and 2, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn. And we're all in a condition, in a state of mourning, all right? Proverbs, the 29th chapter says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Well, who's the earth given over unto? The earth is given over unto the hand of the wicked. Okay? So who is the wicked? Esau, Edom. All right? This devil who's in power, man, which is the so-called white man. All right? They are the devil. They are the devil that the Bible speaks of. Okay? So this is what we were sent to do, man. All right? And everything that we don't come out of our own thoughts or our own opinions about things, man, because the Lord is the one who controls our tongue and controls our mouth and controls what we say through the Spirit, man. All right, it goes into that in Proverbs, the 16th chapter. Okay, so everything about our lives is being orchestrated by Yahweh Shemel Shai. We have no control. So why fret? All right, why worry about things you have no control over? Okay, you see. So all you got to do is just continue to do what you've been called to do. Okay, whatever your lot is, your whatever your purpose is. Okay, so let's get Second Ezra 15. It's the book of Second Ezra, chapter 15, and I'm gonna start at the top. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." You see, so it's the Lord who's putting the understanding, okay, of these scriptures in the form of prophecy into the mouths of the prophets. Okay, you see, it goes into. Let's look at the book of Luke. Luke, the first chapter, and verse 70, and it reads, "As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began." Okay? So it says, "As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began." So from captivity after captivity, from one kingdom to another, all right, the Lord had always set up certain men, okay, to proclaim his message, to give warning to his people. All right, and you've always had a rebellious people that stood up against, you know, the true doctrine, okay, the true gospels, okay, that our kingdom, all right, will surpass this one, you know, to infinity, man, you know, and that's what's coming next, all right, and that's what we're seeking after. We're seeking that continuing city, right? You know, because there's nothing left for us here. There's nothing left here for us in Babylon the Great, because all of this stuff is about to be nothing but dust, a pile of dust and rubble. So knowing that all these things are gonna, you know, take place, why would you give all your energy unto this place, man? For what? All right, you gain nothing but something of instant gratification, and that's what Esau likes to push, is that sense of instant gratification, not giving heed or considering being patient. Okay, because great things come through being patient. Okay, just like us being in this captivity, we have to patiently serve our punishment. We have to suffer patiently, suffer in silence almost. Okay, yeah, we come on do these videos and we do these lessons, and this is our way to vent. But for the majority of the time, when we're, you know, at the plantation or around Esau, we have to minimize how we actually feel. Okay, it says, "Be ye angry, but sin not." Okay, it says, "Oppression maketh the wise man mad." Okay, so yeah, we're angry, we're mad, okay, we're pissed off, but yet we do it with grace. Okay, we do it with through the Spirit of the Lord. Okay, because imagine how when Yahushua was on the scene, how he must have felt during the Roman captivity, during the Romans being in power. Okay, Yahushua was pissed. All right, you know, they was going in at the temple, you know, selling merchandise, things of that nature, right? Called them a den of thieves. All right, because they were using the Lord's temple as a way of selling goods and selling their products and things of that nature. Okay, you know, pretty much them declining, or declining, for lack of a better word, discrediting rather Yahushua for being the son of the Most High. All right, you know, saying that, "Oh, aren't you the carpenter's son?" You know, pretty much mocking Yahushua. You know, so just as Yahushua was upset and pissed off, you know, at the circumstances that he was under, yet he still was able to patiently wait and serve out his time before he was put up on the cross, all right, to die, you know, for the sins of Israel, really for the sins of the elect. Okay, we can't have the Lord die in vain for nothing, man. That's why the Lord gifted certain men to come out and to have this knowledge, to have the understanding, to have the names of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, but he's blinded the rest of Israel. Okay, everybody else has been blinded, right? So going back to 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 1, it says, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. All right, these prophecies are faithful and true, and they're being made manifest. They're coming to life. They're coming to fruition. All right, we're actually witnessing, okay, the calamities. We're witnessing the steps that is taken for this place to crumble. And really, it's all through the power of the Lord, man. The Lord is crippling this place little by little. Okay, so real quick, this is Deuteronomy chapter 17. Is it 17? Salakia, bear with me. Salakia, this is Deuteronomy 7 and 22. It says, And the Lord thy power will put out those nations before thee little by little. Thou mayest not consume them at once, lest the beast of the field increaseth upon thee. So the Lord is putting out this nation little by little. Okay? Yeah, the Lord has the capability of just completely obliterating America. All right? But everything that he says, it has to come to pass, as it is written. All right? So we know that through the Spirit that there are certain things, certain steps. All right? There's levels to it. Okay, and the Lord is taking them out little by little, starting with, Esau being in power. Okay, them coming down with these unrighteous decrees, these laws, them spreading forth this misinformation. All right, these lies, deceit. Okay, saying that you need to go and get a jab. All right, as an experiment to see who's compliant and who's not. They track all of that. All of that is within a database that they keep. All that is within a database that they keep, all right, to see who they need to come down on, all right. So if you didn't get the jab, which hopefully none of those of the hopeful elect have gotten it, all right, but they know exactly who you are, man, okay. But there's no need to fear there, because at the end of the day, the Lord is gonna protect us, and He's got our back ultimately, all right. That's why this place is done for, man. Esau's system is through. This proudness, pompous spirit, right, that you see. No care in the world. No care in the world. That's why the Lord is going to have to judge this place, man. All right? So let's go to the book of Isaiah. Salakia. Jeremiah chapter 50. 51. This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. All right, how do you flee out of the midst of Babylon? Okay, by, departing from this place mentally, departing from this place spiritually. Giving not your heart unto the affairs of to the affairs of this life, man. Your main priority needs to be what do I need to do to please Yahweh Bashim Yahushua? Okay, because He is the author and the finisher of our faith. He is the beginning and the end. He's the one who gifted us these things, man. So at the end of the day, when Jacob's trouble is in full effect, okay, that very same gift that the Lord has gifted us, which is the gift of faith, He can easily take that away from us, man. So you got to do everything in your power to try to keep it, to try to keep that being in the good standings, all right, good graces of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And the best way to do that is by what? Keeping His commandments, all right, showing charity, being brotherly, all right, and just doing what you got to do, man. It's not hard. It's not tasking, man. It's not grievous. If anything, we rejoice in doing this, man. This brings us. This is the only thing in this life that gives us comfort, is these scriptures, all right. And when we're able to feed the flock, feed the sheep, you can go a whole day at working under Esau and be completely depleted of energy, hope, everything, man. But the moment you do a lesson, or you go to camp, even though it can be just for an hour, it can be up to 2 hours, sometimes even 3. Brothers do 3-hour camp sessions. right? Even though it's only a short amount of time, you feel rejuvenated, okay, after the fact. You feel accomplished. You feel like you've done your due diligence for that day, all right? And now you move on to the next, okay? But while working under Esau, man, we're constantly at battle, constantly fighting, the these Edomites, you know what I'm saying? Just constantly going to war with these people, man, on a spiritual level, right? But you gotta hunker down. You gotta change your countenance, fake the funk, put on a facade for Esau, man. But all that is about to soon come to an end, very, very, in the very near future, right? So it says, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Okay? Hey, we're in the time of the Lord's vengeance. The Lord's vengeance, this is a righteous anger. Okay? The Lord has righteous anger towards the inhabitants of this land, man. Okay? Under Babylon the Great, okay, and then primarily over Esau. Okay? It says, verse 7, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand and have made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunk of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Okay, you see all these different nations that are coming up against Babylon the Great. All right, they're coming up against Babylon the Great. They are, starting to revolt in a sense. All right, you got the BRICS nations coming up against them, trying to create a whole new digital currency. All right, pretty much trying to remove the fiat currency, the tangible dollar bill, and replacing it with a digital currency that's allegedly backed by gold. Okay, so not only that, look at all the wars that are brewing, the wars, the rumors of wars, and things of that nature, man. So the Lord is really about to have a whole field day with these devils, okay, because of her iniquities have reached into the heavens. Verse 8, it says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her. If so be she may be healed. All right, and what is that balm? It's like an ointment, or like if you have a cut or of some sort on your finger, right? Put a little Neosporin on, or you put a little, some kind of balm, something to heal it. All right, because that balm has certain healing properties that'll eventually, heal the wound. Well, in this case, Babylon can't be healed, man. There is no balm, no ointment, no medication for Esau and his kingdom. Okay? Therefore, proving that this place is just completely done for. It says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. You see? So her judgment is reaching unto the heavens and is lifted up to the skies, man. So the Lord is seeing, okay, this what these devils are doing. All right? And they're going to have to answer for that in the time to come. Jacob's trouble. This is Nahum chapter 3 and verse 19. And this is the point to back up that verse, or that precept. It says Nahum, Salakia, man, I got a bad back. Oh, man, I can't wait to get these new bodies, man. Cannot wait to get these new bodies, because this body is just completely falling apart. All right, let me get it's the book of Nahum, chapter 3. Bear with me. All right, this is Nahum chapter 3 and verse 19. There is no healing of thy bruise. All right, there is no healing for Esau. All right, there is no healing for the bruise that it's received. Okay, everybody coming up against them. Okay, their economy failing. They just transferred their sovereignty over to the government has transferred their sovereignty over to the United Nations. Right? They're talking about how there may not even be a possibility of a November election. Okay, and if that's the case,
Good day, brother.
all right, you too, bro. And if that's the case, then, who's going to be allegedly running this country? talking about someone over there in the WEF or the HW or WHO, right? Somebody within that conglomerate, all right, or that council is going to be the one that's pretty much ruling the earth in that moment, okay? Which is their whole agenda to begin with, to establish a one world global agenda, one world order, right? And the way to do that is to entice violence and to entice crime, a crisis of some sort, to where people are going to go frantic and lose their minds. Okay, they say never let a good crisis go to waste, and this industrial chain, this supply chain that's being rehabilitated, okay, it could possibly very well expedite that process, man. All right. It says, there is no healing of thy bruise, thy wound is grievous. All that hear the bruit of thee shall clap the hands over thee, for upon whom have not witnessed wickedness passed continually. All right. So all that hear the bruit of thee shall clap their hands over thee. Right. So these other countries, these other nations, okay, they're clapping the hands at Esau's kingdom, man, at Babylon the Great, and how it's on its way out. Okay, so they've literally found the weak points. Like on a banana, right? A banana, over time, you let it sit for too long, it starts to bruise. Okay, and you push it, and it just melts damn near. It gets all mushy, soft. Okay, that's Babylon the Great right now, and the Babylon has many of those bruises. Okay, so these other nations know exactly where to poke. They know exactly what to push. All right, it was just that the Bank of America, right, had an outage where people were trying to get their money out, and it was saying zero money in. They didn't have any money in their accounts, right? Which could possibly have been a cyber attack of some sort, right? It's now affecting, the airports now being affected. Okay, what else? Amazon, they got strikers, and Amazon, man, everything is done for, man. Everything is done for, right? And all it takes is for one event to take place that will completely, cripple this whole economy, this whole country. You see? Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 30 and verse 21. Ezekiel 30 and 21. Son of man, I have broken the arm of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and lo, it shall not be bound up to be healed, to put a roller to bind it up, to bind it to make it strong to hold the sword. Verse 22. Therefore thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and will break his arms, the strong, and that which was broken I will cause the sword to fall out of his hand. Which in other words, the Lord is going to cause the power, all right, to fall out of Esau's hand, man. He's going to cause the power to fall out of Babylon's hands. Okay, Babylon is going to be a thing of the past, man. The once greatest, quote unquote, nation to ever exist, right? That had the most, who had the most economically, financially or materialistically, or the military, so on and so forth. At one point, this was the greatest nation that everybody, desired to come to. All right, they would come here to try to seek after the what's the phrase when people try to come here from a different country? The American dream. And then they soon come to find out that this is no longer the American dream here, man. This is the American nightmare. Okay, so you got people that are returning back to their own countries. See, kind of just read that in Jeremiah 51. People going back to their own countries and being like, no, screw the hell with this, man. I don't want to be a part of this. It's sad, man. This is it, though. This is it. Everything that we knew, right? Everything that we know to have been the quote unquote norm, all right, it's going to be done away with. It's going to be a whole thing. It's going to be a thing of the past. Things will never be the same after, within these next couple months, within these next couple months, because if this backlog for this port strike, they said one day would backlog up to about a week. So if you're talking about a week's, or let's just say 5 days, right? You're talking about a month and and a week. 6 days. You're talking about a month and a half backlog. So you're talking about these freights, these cargo ships that are coming over here. Everything is going to get delayed, man. You got parts. You need parts for your car. You need parts or you need medication. You need food, supplies. Ammunition, right? All these things is about to get backlogged, man. So what do you think that's going to do to the state of this entire system, man? I don't even have to say it at this point. I think you kind of already know, right? And every day that they don't, right, that they're backlogged, they're losing, I think at least like $5 billion a day, right? $5 billion a day. Now let's just say they go a whole month, 30 days, right? That's $150 billion right there, right? $150 billion, the same amount of money that they over there sending to Ukraine, right, or to Israel, right? Which makes no sense. They can't afford to lose that kind of money. Okay, real quick, I want to get the book of Zephaniah, the first chapter. It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, and I'll start at verse 10. It says, Zephaniah 1 and 10, and it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that there shall be a noise of a cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. All right, they even got a news paper or a news broadcast, whatever, called The Hills, and I think it's over there in like Washington or New York, one of the two. I don't really remember, but to keep reading. It says, "How ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off." All right, and Maktesh was a ancient city, okay, that sold a lot of goods, did a lot of trades and things of that nature, right? So the equivalent to that here in America is Wall Street, over there in New York, the crashing of the hills, when the market crashes. Everybody go crazy, screaming. If you ever seen videos or people that's within, Wall Street, and they got all the charts and everything on the big old screens, people yelling, doing all kind of crazy shit in there. You know what I'm saying? That's what that equates to, man. So when this thing plummets, and we're about to see the effects of it very soon. When this thing plummets, man, people are going to be losing their minds, panicking, freaking out because they've made investments. They're gonna lose out on their investments, okay? Lose money. People are gonna have to be selling off they $1 million homes, selling their cars, right? You're gonna have people so bugged out that they're just gonna go ahead and delete themselves, man. That's how bad these conditions are about to be, right? These same people who are pompous in this hot, just proud spirit, man. They about to come real low. The Lord is about to make them real low, okay? And we about to come up on high, man, through the spirit. Because while everything is, they feeling the effects of it on a negative note, we're going to be seeing, we're going to be sitting back chilling. Yeah, we may have to go through a little bit here and there, but ultimately we're going to be okay. We got the answers, all right? Like Kanye said, you don't have the answers, Sway. You ain't got the answers. Well, guess what? We got the answers, man. All through Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? So Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 11 again. "How ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles, and punish them that are settled on their lees, that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, nor neither will he do evil. So those that lack faith, okay, those that lack faith in you know, and minimizing what the Lord is capable of actually doing, which is far more, that it exceeds far beyond our even puny little brains, man. All right. This is the book of Jeremiah 46:10. And it says, For this is the day of the Lord power. For this is the day of the Lord power of hosts, a day of vengeance, that he may avenge him out of his adversaries, and the sword shall devour. And it shall be satiate and made drunk with their blood, for the Lord power of hosts had a sacrifice in the north country by the river Euphrates. It says, Go up into Gilead and take balm, O virgin, right? Take balm, take ointment, right? Take medication. You see? It says, Take balm, O virgin, the daughter of Egypt. In vain shalt thou use many medicines, for thou shalt not be cured. You see? So there is no coming back for Babylon, man. This place is there's no coming back. Okay, and if you don't see that by now, man, you're a lost cause. Simple as that, man. All right, you're a lost cause, because if you don't see that this place is you know, falling apart, okay, all this is about to be. They've been putting it in our faces for a few years now. Polycrisis. What is a polycrisis? A polycrisis isn't just one event. Because when you go, when the word poly means many or multiple, right? So there's going to be many crises, all right? Multiple crises that are taking place here in America. Not just one, not just the C-19, right? But many. It's going to be plagues, pestilence, the sword, martial law troops, okay, famine, right? All the things that we speak on about every single day, the CBDC, the MOTB, right? That's the poly crisis that they're referring to. All these things that are just gonna, you know, just take off, okay? But it says, in vain shalt thou use many medicines, right? And it says, for thou shalt not be cured. So what are some of the medicines that Babylon uses, right? You got to factor in, you know, they tax the hell out of you, right? They tax the hell out of you. You know, inflation, because inflation is about to jump through the roof, right? With this whole strike thing, okay? You know, you're not gonna feel it for the first week, right? But after week 1, after, you know, week 2, into week 2, week 3, you're definitely gonna start to feel it, man. You know, I got a few videos queued up, so after camp, I'm gonna go back and watch them. Lord willing, I can do a lesson on it. But you may not feel it right away, all right? But in the pending weeks and months, all right, you're definitely gonna feel the effects, okay? Where a day's wage is just gonna be able to get you enough for bread, right? It goes into that in Revelations, the 6th chapter. You know, a penny is also referred to as a denarius or denary or something along those lines, which is, you know, equivalent to a day's wage. Okay, so if you say, let's just say you make, you know, just throw a number out there, $2,000 a month, right? That's you know, $200, right? If you really think about it, okay? A day's wage, you do the math, or no, scratch that. Let's just say 2 weeks. So you get to pay $2,000 every 2 weeks. That's $200, right? So it's gonna take $200 to get you the things that you need. The things that you need, such as, you know, bread, milk, water, you know, food, just to be able to feed your family. And that's just the bare minimum. Let's not even talk about the produce, and let's not talk about poultry and meats and things of that nature, because that's going to be, you're going to have to save up a few days' wages of that, you know. But those are the times that we're coming into. Okay, real quick, I want to get Ezekiel chapter 14 and verse 12, it says, the word of the Lord came unto me again, saying, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out my hand upon it, and will break the staff of the bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it. All right. So the Lord says He's going to break the staff of the bread thereof. All right. The very same, staff going into a support beam or something to hold you up. Right. Well, what's holding up this bread? What's holding up the produce? What's holding up the goods? The food chain. Right. The flow of shipment of goods. The flow of shipment of goods, such as, these docks, all right, these crates that are coming across the country, or across the world rather, get to these ports, the trucks, okay, then disperse them out to different locations throughout the America, right? And then they hit your grocery stores, and then they make their way into your homes and into your belly, essentially. But what happens when the port stop? Okay, the food stops. All right, the shipment stops, the truckers stop working, and if the truckers stop working, you damn sure not getting anything in your grocery stores. So what's the solution? What you gonna do? What are you gonna do? That's a real question that you should probably be asking yourself. What are you gonna do in that day? Okay. The real answer should be just trusting in the Lord. All right, trusting in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay, that should be the answer that should instantly come to mind. You just gotta trust in the Lord. Brothers and sisters may lose their jobs, okay? We have to lose our homes because we can't afford, or you may have to move in with family, right? But even then, when you move into a home with more mouths to feed, it's going to be even harder, man, unless the Lord is with you, okay? And the Lord may have mercy upon you and your entire family, all right? And everybody who's occupying that home with you, okay? So the Lord's going to say, He said He's going to break the staff of bread, right? So famine, shortage, okay? Going back to Jeremiah 46 and 11 again, go up into Gilead and take balm, O virgin, the daughter of Egypt. In vain shalt thou use many medicines, for thou shalt not be cured, right? So the things I was saying was what? Taxes, inflation, right? Their technology, technocracy, okay? Because now they're trying to enforce or incorporate AI into everything nowadays. That's the whole reason why this whole port strike is happening to begin with. Outside of the fact that they're trying to get a 77% increase, right? And the only thing that they did was bump it from, I think, 46 to like 50 something, right? And that's clearly not cutting it for them. And what they're trying, China's already got a whole automated system in terms of these dock workers. Okay, they have less employees, therefore they don't have to pay out as much, so they're pocketing more money, right? If they're pocketing more money, that means, hey, they're doing all right, right? So everything is being automated, and that's what they're trying to incorporate here in America. Okay, but these workers, these longshoremen, are not having it. Okay, they're not having it because, hey, they're gonna have to get let off, and they got a whole family at home. They're talking about putting on a Taft-Hartley on them. Taft-Hartley is just making them work for an additional 90 days with no pay. But who's gonna show up to work if they're not fucking getting paid, man? That don't make no damn sense. What sense does that make? But out of the horse's mouth, Biden himself said that he didn't believe in the Taft-Hartley. So, in other words, he's not fighting it. He's not fighting it. He's like, hey, it is what it is. Let it happen. Because there's an agenda behind everything, man. All right, everything is set up perfectly. Okay, and the Lord is all being played out as we speak. Right. So through their technology, all right, war, right. These are medicines for them because when war is declared, right, these government entities such as Boeing, such as Lockheed Martin, I think Raytheon is one of them. These companies, right, that create and build parts for jets, for planes, bombs, and things of that nature. All right, so that brings them more money, and that's what they're trying to do. Okay, they create when war is declared or when there's war going on, they make more money. Okay, you know, they what theft, they steal, that goes into taxation. Okay, inflation, they steal from you, and ultimately their whole one of their main medicines for them, for Babylon the Great, is death, man. Because what better way than to they're pretty much trying to minimize humanity down to 500 million people, right? And the quickest way to do that was to what? Get everybody jabbed up. Okay, you get everybody jabbed up enough, you get enough people jabbed up over a span of time, people are just going to start, giving up the spirit, man. Just falling out, dropping like flies. So these are these various different many ways that Esau likes to have his hand in the mix and likes to control things. Okay, but as we just read, all right, the Lord is about to, break the arm, the arm of Pharaoh, and he's not gonna be able to hold that sword no more. He's not gonna have that power no more. Okay, and when that happens, like I said, I say it again, everybody's gonna be on the same playing field, and then next thing you know, it's gonna be all out war here in these streets. Okay, people are, nation against nation, people against people, Egyptian against Egyptian. Okay, and that's what's coming, man. All right, that's what's coming. Let's get Isaiah, to back that point up. Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, and they that shall fight one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And that's what's coming, man. Very, very soon, man. We foresee these things. That's why, the Apostle Gabar would always, we're visionaries. You have to envision these things taking place in your mind, all right? And if you can see how things are evolving, and you see how things are coming to life, you can physically see it, man. It's almost like as if being almost in like a trance state, right? And I could be sitting here right now, looking and just seeing just people running around here, just bugged out, people running around with machetes, guns, okay, looting, breaking into doors, and bodies laying around everywhere, because that's what's coming to America, man. People fighting against it, and that's another thing too. Esau he don't hide nothing. I mean, yeah, he has a whole thing about deception, okay, but what they like to do is to forewarn you and put it in your face. All right, they put it in your face. Look at the movie Leave the World Behind, where there was a whole pileup of Tesla cars. Okay, pretty much trying to get rid of the whole the emissions, the smog, and get rid of gas ran cars and trying to move everything to like a hybrid, right? But ultimately, what they're trying to tie in your vehicle, track your mileage, okay, track where you're going, and ultimately connect it to the internet of things, man. To connect it to the internet. All right, so that way they're pretty much monitoring, tracking your every move. Now, granted, they can do that probably on your phone, because everybody got a phone nowadays, but there's still ways to kind of get around that. You can shut off certain settings on your phone, hide your location or whatever. But at this rate, you pretty much don't have no control, man. Say. You know what I'm saying? So, where was I? Yeah, this is Isaiah 19:3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits and wizards. So they're gonna go to their wizards and their witches, okay, I want to say a few months ago, they had brought a witch, okay, a witch of some sort to one of the summits. I forget which one. I think it was the WEF. It was a summit, and she put she went around to all the board members, and pretty much was like doing some kind of casting, some kind of spell, or she was doing some kind of divination, some witchcraft, right? But guess what, man? Little do they know, little does she even know, that those on the ones that she's, praying to on the left-handed side, guess what? They still work for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So ultimately, yes, she might have been doing some kind of ritual over these people that are in quote-unquote power, but really she was putting a spell on them, on those people and on the system. Like I said, those left-handed angels, those left-handed deities, they worship Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay? They cannot move. They cannot move without the Lord granting them access, man. They can't move, and they won't. All right? So, hey, man, either way you look at it, man, they cooked, man. Babylon is cooked. Babylon is through. All right? There's no coming back. Okay? And these people don't even see it, man. And that's the crazy part about it. That's the crazy part about it. They'll come and look at the signs. They'll see, oh, what's this? What's that? Right? But they don't actually sit to inquire and be like, damn, so is this gonna happen? Like, when do you think that's gonna happen? Like, and then that's a conversation starter, and you can kind of like coach them through it and just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? But nah, man, people just want to, they're in a hurry to go nowhere. People are in a hurry to go nowhere out here, everywhere, man. Hurry up and wait. Hurry up and go nowhere. At least run towards the prophecy, right? He that run may readeth, or he that readeth may run, or something. I might have it backwards. But we're running towards what? We're running towards the prophecies, man. We're paying attention. That's the main thing that we're focused on right now. We're not focused on shit that's going on in terms of what the hell's going on over here. We're not worried about the other stuff, man. We're worried about the prophecies. We're worried about trying to get the hell up out of Babylon the Great at the end of the day. All right. Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 4, and the Egyptian will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. And who is that cruel Lord, man? We don't know who that could potentially be, rather, but we have certain possibilities. We speculate, a cruel Lord, such as somebody at a high seat, okay, pretty much pulling the strings, calling the shots, and using his puppeteers to be the face of everything, okay? One of those elite bankers, all right, that's calling the shots. It's damn sure ain't Klaus Schwab, I'll tell you that. Klaus Schwab, none of them, his constituents or his peers, none of them are the ones calling the shots. They're just the puppet. Okay. Now, yeah, there's levels. Okay. There's levels to it, right? Yeah, they may be next in line, but then you got people underneath them, such as your presidents, all right, your council members, your city council, or not your city council, but like your lawmakers, Congress, politicians, right? And then below that, you got your lawyers, your judges, the Supreme Court, whatever, so on and so forth, man. There's a hierarchy in terms of who's being in power, but all of that is about to get flipped on its head, man, real soon. Okay, you gotta have faith and believe that. All right. Fucking crack convention going on over here, man. You can't make this shit up. Only in Babylon, man. Only in Babylon. But it's all good, because we about to get the hell up out of here anyway. I hate to see this, be around shit like this, man. It just vexes your spirit, All this vanity and vexation of spirit. This whole place has got to get destroyed, got to get thrown out the way. Therefore, a new righteous ruler, a new righteous order comes in place, man. Because I can't stand to be here another, 5 years, 2030. Nah, they've even been saying that they're trying to condense their plans from 2030 down to, minimize the time. All right. So no longer 2030, but possibly, bringing it down to 2026, 2027, 2025. Who knows, man? No man knoweth the day nor the hour. All right. All we gonna do is sit back and be still and wait for Yahweh Bashim Al Shai to come through. All right. And just be patient. Okay. We're gonna be patient and wait for the Lord. All right. So, real quick, I want to get 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse. I'm gonna start at verse 14. It says, Salakia, bear with me. All right, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, and here we go. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 18. I'll start there. It says, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." All right. It says, because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and we're going to see the city in great trouble, man. People panicking, losing their minds, all frantic. All right, getting ran through, especially Eve, so-called independent woman, right? But what are they? How independent you gonna be when you by yourself, all right, and you ain't got no protection, you ain't got no man to protect you, right? And if you don't have the Lord on your side, you're done. You're screwed, man. Might as well count yourself a loss. All right. It says, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and the men shall be afraid." It says a man, and what does that sound like? That sounds like Jeremiah the 30th chapter, right? Going into Jacob's trouble. Let's get that real quick. Jeremiah 30 and verse 6. "Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces turn into paleness." So in other words, what he had saw was men pretty much being in the state of a woman, just feminine, being in great fear. All right, holding their loins, holding their, because of great fear, man. It doubles back on that multiple times throughout the scriptures, man. And that's what these celebrities, these people with high status, with all this money, okay, all the muscles, athletes, none of that shit is gonna matter, man. Okay? None of that matters, because if you a 2/3, you a 2/3, and the Lord is gonna deal with you as a 2/3. All right? The Lord will bring out your deepest, darkest fears on that ass, man. Have you completely bugged out, losing your damn mind. Have you delete your own self, man. That's how cold the Lord is. All right, so let's go back to 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 18 again. "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." It says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." You see? So because there's going to be a lack of bread in the streets, okay, you're going to have certain men, all right, ravishing, going through developing clans and groups, all right, to try to overthrow and overtake people's homes, kicking them out of their homes, taking their goods, their food, right, their money. You see, we kind of got an idea that when that Venezuelan gang was over there in Colorado, and they busted down some apartment door, all right, knocking on the door rather, they opened it like some idiots when they see men with fucking guns in their hands, and they still gonna open the door. Just dumb as hell, man. That's what it ain't gonna be no knocking in that day, man. All right, it ain't gonna be no knocking. Men trying to knock on the door. Hey, can I come in? Can I have some stuff? It may start like that, you know, where if somebody who may know someone else, right, and be like, oh, I know this person was hoarding or stocking up goods or stocking up produce and things of that nature, right? So they may hit up those places. You gonna knock on the door once. Hey man, hey, can you loan me a little something? You know, you may get a little something here, like a piece of something maybe, right? Second time they go back another day, another time they knocking on the door. Hey man, I can't help you, dog. Man, I'm sorry. He's like, man, come on, man, I'm struggling. We out here, we struggling. We ain't got nothing. Sorry, man, I can't help you. Come back the next time. Hey, it ain't gonna be so nice the next time, man. That man is gonna try to find a way to get up into that house, and if that means that he's got to do physical harm or damage to you or your family, he's gonna do what it takes. Those are the times that we're coming into, man. You know, those are the same men, right? And I'm not saying these people in particular, but these migrants that have been over here, all right? What happens when all their benefits stop? You know, they've been getting money, they've been getting benefits from the government, you know, loans, payout loans, and just a couple $1,000s here, a couple $1,000s there, right? But what happens when all that comes to a complete halt, right? You think they're gonna be so nice? You know, you think they're gonna give a damn about anybody really? You think they're gonna care? Hell no, man. They was already fighting up against cops. You know, trying to fight cops, having shootouts with cops. You see, they don't give a damn about going to prison, getting arrested. They're just gonna get out. You know. Anyways, man, it's about to get real hectic out here, man. Say the least. And I made a joke about what we see over here, but these people got more of a chance, okay, than a lot of these people up in these high rises. See, because at least they know what it's like to go maybe a day without food. They know what it's like to maybe go 2 days without food, barely having enough sustenance, right, or substance to you know, satisfy their bellies. They got a better chance, man. You know? This place is due. It's through. It's done for, man. It says, 2 Ezra 15 and verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their house with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Behold, saith the Lord power, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done unto them. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom, saith the Lord power. All right? So, amen. Hey, the Lord is no one to be played with. 2 Ezra chapter 13 and 31. It says, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another, right? So now we're talking about the fourth dimension and the third dimension colliding, okay? And you're going to have chariots, all right, and angels, all right, coming in the form of men, possibly even, all right? It's not, the Lord is not incapable of making that happen. You see what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. The Lord sent those two angels in the form of men, and guess what? What did he do? He smote all of them with blindness, right? And then double back and completely destroy it with brimstone, right? You know? And to this day, there's still remnants of sulfuric, like acid cubes or little pieces of little sulfur nuggets that you can still ignite. You put it to a flame and it'll start to burn. Right? In that same region, in that same area, Sodom and Gomorrah, man. All right? So the Lord may in fact send angels in the form of men that will completely disguise themselves, okay, going out here wrecking shop, and the next thing you know, they disappear, right? You may send an angel to come protect you and to come steer you and guide you and be like, hey, there's food over here, man, come follow me, right? But all right, cool, I appreciate it, you know. So when you go, right? It's a whole pantry, a whole closet full of food, and you and your people, your people who you with, or if you're by yourself, you embrace it and you take it in, and then next thing you know, you be like, hey, you turn around, you be like, hey, and he's gone, man. Come on, man. You know, the Lord gave us imaginations for a reason. All right. You know, we have a very large imagination. Jake has a very large imagination. You know what I'm saying? But these are the possibilities. What your mind can fathom and what your mind can think, the Lord can make possible. It says, and the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen, which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. Okay, so the same way that Yahushua ascended into the heavens, all right, ascended into the chariot, is the same way he's going to descend, and he's going to completely wreak havoc on this earth, man. Over there in the valley of Jehoshaphat, the valley of Yahushua. And we're seeing how everything is brewing. Everything is gradually moving in that direction, proving that these scriptures are faithful and true, proving that what he's saying is real. Okay, that's why you gotta have faith, man. All right, so that was pretty much it for this camp session. All right, Lord willing, this was edifying. And so with that, I'm gonna turn to the east to give honor, praise, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessing, and salutation to the hopeful elect that are out there diligently pushing this word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, hey, shalom to those who tuned in. All right, to the Akim, to the Aqua. All right, peace and blessings be unto you and your household. All right, until the next time, shalom and a Bible ball. Shalom.